Trend is temporal. System building is permanent.
I want to start living the legacy now, before behind.
Not every job is your job. It's not because of the fact that they don't value your work. They just want to look for a way to underplay you. For every journey in this part of creative journey is a lesson.
Being humble will take you very far. That won't value you will not value you, no matter what you do. Hello everyone, you're welcome to another episode of BCC Beyond Creative Conversation. Thank you for watching the last episode. We really appreciate all of you guys that shared, like, and comment. Thank you very much. God bless you. On this new episode, I have with me...
My name is Tosin Atoyevi, and I'm the creative director of Eagle Eye Media.
Oh, that's good. How long have you been in the industry?
Over 5 years now.
Over 5 years. That's good. So I'm going to dive into your question. We don't want to make the episode too long here. So what kind of legacy do you want your work to leave behind?
All right. I would say kind of legacy I'd like to leave behind is collaborations.
Okay.
Because I noticed that every other industry, they collaborate. But in creative industry, we see it more like competition rather than collaboration. So when we collaborate more, we amplify our work. And we can even go beyond our immediate environment.
That's another point of view. I wasn't thinking it that way. That's a very good point here. But for me, if I'm going to answer this question, first, before behind, I want to start living the legacy now, before behind. I don't want to wait till I pine before a contact say, I don't get those. No, I don't need all those ones. I want to start living something down now. And one of the legacy, I feel like I want to start creating in the industry. So I won't say leave behind. One of the legacy I want to start creating in the industry is helping especially young creative to grow better. I've always said this thing more than 10 years now. Go check my history. Yeah. Helping young creatives get better. Because you see, if I can help some people, the other person can help some people. Lives become easier for everybody. And you see, if you are rich, I'm rich, the other person is rich, life becomes easy. So one of the legacy I want to grow in the creative industry is helping young creatives grow better. I know say street no get memory, but everything they do them for God. So, question 2, how do you handle clients who doesn't value your work? This is deep.
Well, that's deep actually. So for clients who don't value your works, it's actually not that they do not value your work. They cannot afford your work. So I have these clients that they come from Atlanta. So the first time they reach out to us that they want us to do a project, we did a project and they came with these complaints back and forth. But previously, before we embark on the project, we asked them, what is the issue? What do you want us to solve? Because somebody was handling the project before now. So they gave us the issue and we solved the issue. So they came back with same complaint. We didn't do this, we didn't do that. So we finished the project and we moved on. Could you believe that the same clients came back?
To book
us again. And when they came back this time around, they came with that mindset. So it's not because of the fact that they don't value your work. They just want to look for a way to underplay you so that they don't pay for your work.
For your words. Tosin, I like your thinking is outside the box. Yeah? That's deep. For me, first, you undo this kind of thing at different level. If you're a startup level, first you need to humble yourself. I'm not saying when you get to a particular place, you have to now being proud. But first, when you just at a startup level, you need to humble yourself. You can't be broke and be proud. No, it doesn't work. But one thing we do is the ability to be able to communicate what we want to do, what we are charging, and how we plan to deliver. We've had several complaints, we've had several DMs, we've had several good feedback. But one of the things I just try to do is to make sure that everything we want to do align with your plan? So one of the things I did was to create a system whereby we have a core conversation before your job. So we know what you want, and you also know the capacity of what we can do. So we are aligned. We're good. There was a time I was having a meeting with a client. She's from US. She's coming to Nigeria for a wedding. The husband is cool with us. And, the bride, we had conversation and all those things. And by the time we were done with the bride, I called. I said, we want to do a refund. They were like, why do you want to do a refund? They were not aligning well with us. We also are not aligning well with them. Sometimes it's better to do a refund than to crap yourself into some section that you might not Bombay, as Yoruba always say. So sometimes, you need to know what they want, and they know what you can also do. Sure, you get what I'm saying? Because undo clients that doesn't value your work. First, if you know what they want and they know the capacity of what you can do, it's easy for them to now value you. But one thing I want to say is clients that won't value you will not value you, no matter what you do, even if you are dying for them.
Sure.
I'm telling you. There's a client that called us one time and said, even one of the best male wedding photographer in Nigeria, that doesn't like the person work at all. And I'm like, yes, I don't like it. I don't like it. But I can still get familiar with your own work. I said, you can like my own work. I said, yes. And, that feedback is dearing to me kind of, because it's giving me vibe that, but client outside there, I don't want to go deep into clients. I like to put more of positive than negative out. There's so many things we can talk about when we want to start talking about all those ways negative, but I don't want to discuss it. It's not something that I have energy for. So, and that's not my mission. That's not my vision. So I'm going to ask you the third question. Yeah. Who are you becoming because of your creativity, John?
One thing I have actually, what I have been becoming is, I would say, humility. Because this work will expose you to different kind of people, different kind of status.
That's deep.
Different locations. So you need to be able to need to be able to transform yourself. Let me use the word chameleon. When chameleon gets to an environment, it changes himself. So it's not like, okay, because you got a job on the island today, somebody from the mainland calls you, you just feel like, oh, you are too big to go there. You go there, and for every journey in this part of creative journey, is a lesson. And in your own personal life, in your individual life, it becomes something that you use as a stepping stone to navigate every orders of life. Because as a creative, everything is a story. So how you capture the story is for you to be able to blend into environments where you are. Where you've been to, or and it even prepares you for the journey ahead. So I think that is just it. I'll just say humility, ability to be able to blend into any environment I find myself.
That's good. You see, when they talk about humility, as creative, you have to be very, very humble. Being humble will take you very, very far. It's actually very, very important. So that's actually a very, very good one. So I'm going to move into the fourth question. Are you chasing trends or building systems?
This answer is actually a very simple one. So trend is temporal. System building is permanent. Even if there's going to be a change in the future, it's just going to be a little change. Just like the word trend, it comes and it goes. So while system building is
very important,
very, very important. And there's something about trend. It's you rush in and you rush out. So you lack. So when you go into trend, you lack focus on the long run. So we can say trend is like a short-term goal, while system building is a long-term goal. How do people see you in the nearest future? You can jump on trends if you have the time. I'll say system building is
for me, system building is actually very important. But one thing creatives out there need to understand is you use trends to build system. See, don't neglect trends. Trends is actually very important. There's a particular trend that was running at a time, and you know, when we go to a particular hotel in Lagos, I did the trend, and in less than 2 weeks, gave us about 40,000 views. The amazing thing is, from that trend only, we got about 5 bookings, and they are all outside Nigeria. So you use trend to build system. So, but now, it now depends on your analysis. You know, one thing is, as creatives, you need to always go back to your drawing book and do analysis. If you don't do analysis, you won't know how to go about things. Analysis, see, one thing I don't joke with, analysis, I analyze everything. This is my vision at this point, because I do review vision. I can have vision for the year for to make 5 billion, and I do review vision. I review my vision. But one thing I don't joke with, analysis. Yes, we want to shoot 100 weddings in this year. Analyze. How do we go about it? Who are the people that are going to shoot? How do you intend to deliver? How do you upgrade our weddings and all those things? So analysis of trends will help you to keep the system. Because you see, trends bring in money, and you need money for system. If you don't have money to pay staff salary, you can't create system. If you don't have money to manage the space for the system, you can't create system. Because at the long run, it will choke you. And system costs a lot of money. Yes. To the glory of God, we have 15 staff right now that we're running. And paying salary, doing all those things is not easy. So you use trends to build system, but don't rely on trends. Don't think, I'm trending. You are trending. Don't make that mistake. So the last question, what mistakes taught you the biggest lesson in your creative journey?
Well, this one is deep, and it's something that will never leave my head, and I'll keep saying it. Not every job is your job.
Good.
So I think when I was still coming up and everything, so a friend reached out to me, like my coursemate. She's my ex-coursemate now. Very good friend. Mm-hmm. Like we are so good. We are so close to the extent that if I don't get to school on time and there's tests, she'll write tests for me.
Wow.
So that's how close. So she reached out to me that it was her wedding. When I was broke then, I was like, I must see opportunity. I gave her the bill. And from the bill conversation, it was a lot of back and forth. She was so upset with me, like, we are friends. You're not. I was like, okay, I need the money. She gave me the cost. And when she gave me the cost, I was like, okay, let's work with it. Then she now said she was going to pay me bit by bit. When I was going to go for the pre-wedding photo shoot, I can't forget that day today. The rain that fell that day, it hit me black and blue. It was so terrible that after the photo shoot, we still had arguments. So I was supposed to like, this thing is not
sitting right.
But I still
put your head.
Okay, to cut the long story short, then I don't have memory card, there was no laptop, no camera, so everything was rented. So I moved immediately after the job, I moved the files to somebody's laptop, which the person moved it to his own hard disk. So I just returned the camera, the cards and everything, no backup, no anything. So the hard disk was not my own, was for somebody else. So the person was using it and the hard disk fell on tiles and got broken. Maybe tomorrow if you see that file and it's a wedding. I was able to deliver the photo book, but I couldn't deliver the video. She threatened me, police and everything. There was a time I even turned into prayer points. It was, so I can never forget that thing in my life. And I try as much as possible to communicate. Like every person that comes to me and say, I want to, I say, bro, you must buy card, you must buy hard disk. As a matter of fact, I take it as a job that anytime I get back from a project, I must copy out my files and I will duplicate them. So it's something that I can never forget in my life. A very, very huge mistake. I even bought a speed light from that job. So that speed light, I was supposed to have given it out, but I kept it as a remembrance that something.
What you explain now, I've experienced such a thing too before, but I don't want to talk about it because it's a very long story. But one thing I want to tell you is, as creatives, invest on storage. God will not allow you to see court case.
Amen.
We have seen it before. In fact, I've experienced it before. But God will not allow you to see court case. Because those clients that do not pay you well are the ones that they are going to drag you. And they will not just drag you, they will drag you inside gutter.
Sure.
And you see those beg that they were begging that, I'm your friend now, give me this car. At that time, you will beg, you will not see anybody. So I'm going to advise you, invest on storage and copy your job on time. Then don't copy job in one places. Right now, God has helped us. As we're growing, we are getting more bigger storage, whereby when we come from events, we copy into 2-3 backups. Okay. When we are done with the job, the client has confirmed it, then we will now delete all the backups. Then we leave the normal one. So invest in storage. Very important. Don't say I just started. Invest in storage. Don't start and go and sleep in kiri with your life. You know, invest. Very important to invest in storage. Because you see, there are a lot of mistakes that creative journey has actually taught me. But on this episode, I don't want to talk much about that. Maybe on the next episode, we're going to talk about that. Thank you very much, Tosin, for joining us. So what's that thing, if you had to say anything to any creative out there, probably motivate a particular creative going through 1 or 2 challenges out there, what's that thing you want to say to them?
I'll say, yes, you can make mistakes, but mistakes make you stronger. At some point in my life, I was like, this job is not for me. But then, the never giving up spirit actually paved the way. I can tell you that it has been a wonderful journey. Like, once you can know the basics and you can be able to navigate your way, ask questions. Don't be too proud not to ask questions. When you see people, as a matter of fact, when you get to a location, you see other creative, ask questions. Be friends with them. Like, there's nothing as deep as that. Like I said, just be humble. Meet people, admit mistakes, make mistakes, but please mind the kind of mistake you make, sure. Not all mistakes will make you go scot-free. But then, like I said, you can achieve everything and anything you want in this space. That's it.
So on this episode, thank you very much for joining us, and thank you, Tosin, for coming. We really appreciate you.
For inviting me.
Yeah, if this episode has actually blessed you, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. God bless you.